guys, Kate B channel is here. Here am I, Kate. As much as I don't like September, September is a fall blues, and September is a grief month for me, and it's the month of the year when I let myself process and grieve. Remember my mommy who passed away almost 24 years ago. But I came out this morning driving to work because my heart is so full. My heart is so full of pride and joy and love because I went to my daughter's show last night. My daughter was in Beauty and the Beast show, staged in her high school. Middle schoolers and others, like students of the school, not only middle schoolers, high schoolers. So yesterday I was so full of emotions. I was so full of love. I was so full of joy. I was so full of respect for the talent and for the effort the school puts into not only great academic program, but into like extracurriculum activities. Our school puts a lot of work into our kids doing theater, performing, learning, doing their best in fine arts. And this was the first time Zoe was in the show. She auditioned in mid-July as soon as she learned that the school will stage Beauty and the Beast. The school had to buy the rights, performance rights for the show, because it's copyrighted by Disney, of course, and it's a very, very famous Broadway musical. So our school had to pay $22,000 just for the performing rights to stage the show for the people in our community. So I was very, very proud that, you know, this show was very special to Zoe. She loves that show because we went to a lot of Disney cruises, and on Disney cruises we watched that show numerous times, and it was very, very good show. Musical, yes, people were singing, dancing, and I was super impressed how the show turned out. They only worked on it since end of July, probably for the past maybe less than 8 weeks. So I was really, really impressed that in a such short time they put such a great show. So my heart was so full, and from the very first moments of the show, I got emotional, of course. I cry from joy, I cry from grief, I cry from sadness, I cry from anger, I cry from a lot of different emotions. But this show, oh my gosh, my jaw literally dropped in the beginning, and it stayed dropped until the end of the show. And I was so impressed with so much talent on the stage, and so much work and effort that these kids and the theater director and the costume makers, the sets makers, all the artists and all the artwork that was put in this show, it was incredible. Usually they tell us we're not allowed to film because of the, I don't know, performance rights and stuff like that, copyrights. But this time we didn't have that warning, so a lot of parents filmed. I filmed too. That's why I'm recording this preview, because I'm gonna show you some parts of the show, because I'm so proud and I'm so impressed that I want to share it with my viewers all over the world, just to show you how a school in our little town, how incredible and professional they perform, and they take pride in the theater department, and they spend money, they invest in these kids and their experience in their fine art learning. I'm very, very proud that Zoe came out of her shell and decided to be on stage, and she auditioned, she signed up to be a part of the show. And why I'm saying she came out of her shell, because for the past 2 years she was a part of theater community, being a backstage worker, and she was more like a producing team, helping artists to shine, helping people who perform on stage to shine and do their best to put the show together. But this time she was very brave, and because she had passion for the show, for the story, she wanted to be in the show, she wanted to perform. And this year she started dance, and in such a short time, within like less than 2 months, she learned how to tap, and she learned a lot of choreography in this show. And I was so proud. I cried with joy when I saw her next to Belle, like the main character. And when she was tapping, she was put next to the main character. And it gives me the idea that she did so well during the rehearsals, that she deserved to be in front, to be visible, to be, admired. So I was so proud of Zoe. And when I went there, to tell you the truth, I didn't have so high expectations. I know the last 2 weeks kids worked hard. They stayed at school until 9:30. It was a long day, from 7 in the morning, going to school, staying after school, after 3 p.m. they stayed and did rehearsals for the past 2 weeks. Other weeks it was, less time, not so late. It was until 6 usually, but for the past 2 weeks they stayed until 9 and 9:30. But the show came along brilliantly. Those kids, oh my gosh, it blew my mind. The parts, the main characters who had singing parts, they had mics and everything, but their voices were so good. I really had a good time. I enjoyed it so much because I was proud of our school. I was proud of all our kids. I was proud of my daughter. She had hard time in 6th grade, and then we put her in this new school in 7th grade, and she started to warm up and started to be more social. But it's night and day from 6th grade to 10th grade. She's growing into a young adult, and she's very talented, and she's very hardworking, and she picks up stuff like that. Like, again, she has a good background in gymnastics, but she started dance and she succeeds in everything she does. So I was so proud of Zoe. She's very responsible. So the director knows that she has backstage crew skills, and he gave her extra jobs, not only performing in the show, but like making sure the set pieces are out, and making sure Zoe keeps an eye on a few little things besides performing in the ensemble. So she was a fork, like in the Big Be My Guest part. She was a fork, yeah, be my guest. And she was a town girl. It's an ensemble. It's mostly supporting roles. But she was an ensemble playing the town girl. And the costumes, oh my gosh, the costumes were like Hollywood, like very well thought, very well made, very good quality costumes. The sets, people who painted the sets, first of all, they built the sets. They built the castle, they built the town with little cottages. The sets looked magnificent. The sets looked incredible. How much work and talent and handyman skills go to building the sets. But all in all, people make an effort. Like the whole community, the whole school community, parents, teachers, directors, they all make sure that kids have the best theater experience, best professional theater experience. Our guy, the director of the theater, has a very good education in fine arts, and he's been in Orlando Repertoire Theater for a long time. Like, he has an amazing career, but to be in our school and teaching our kids the theater skills, it's just incredible. It's just blowing my mind. So I can sit here all day and admiring this incredible talent. But you know, I let you see for yourself. I hope I will not get in trouble by YouTube for putting the parts of the show with the copyrighted songs in it, copyrighted Broadway musical songs from Beauty and the Beast. But who cares? I'm not gonna make money of it. I'm gonna just share, because my heart is so full of pride and joy I experience knowing that my kid gets the best education and my kid is exposed to the best resources, and she's a part of Thespian Theatrical Society, honor society, that helps her get credits for towards future education goals. And I'm so proud of her that the kids from our school, they work really hard, not only doing math and like social studies and standard classes, but taking a part in such a great after-school activities. Those kids were incredible, talented, and I'm very proud of the school, and I'm very proud of our community for the great support. And yesterday, usually I'm like not a very optimistic about the future, about the youth. I always say, oh, these kids are so lazy, who's gonna be doctors and treat us when we are old? Yesterday I had that thought. I kept telling myself, we have a future. With the kids talented and hard working like this, we do have a future. We do have a great next generation that reach their goals, and they're gonna be successful in many fields of health care, many fields of fine arts, in the fields of any industry, any profession they choose. They're going to be very successful because they get this great base in the school, in the community that they grow up. So this is my message to you. But without further ado, please show the bits of the show I was able to record, and comment, like, give me feedback. I will be very grateful for your support. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna come back and do the live stream part 2 of the fashion show, trying my dresses on. So stay tuned. Love you, Kate B.
Well, now you've done it. I told you not to let him in. If we just keep quiet and go away. Is anybody home? Not a word, Lavinia. Not a word.